Who threw their third no-hitter on July 1st, 1951? Folks, thanks for joining us on the Baseball Brewhaha. We've got coffee, we've got trivia. I'm trailing. I got work to do here to see if I can come back and win. It's looking bleak. What we got out?
Yeah, well, obscurity continues in our question that I promised you folks. When I make a promise, I deliver. I promised that Hal Newhouser would make an appearance. Here he is.
Here he is.
Who threw their third no-hitter on July 1st, 1951? So here's a little bit more context here that I don't think will be helpful, but it makes the question a little more interesting. Okay, this is Who Am I?
Mm-hmm.
I pitched the third no-hitter of my career July 1st, 1951, tying the record of two greats from the distant past. We have Bob Feller, Hal Newhouser, Claude Passeau, Dizzy Trout, or Johnny Vander Meer. Who you got?
I'm going to go here. I'll go with Vander Meer.
Okay. And I'm going to go with Bob Feller. Don't know why. It just feels right. It just feels like it could be the one. Okay.
Yeah.
The correct answer is Mr. Bob Feller.
Man, that was
his third and final no-hitter. Cleveland beat the Tigers 2-1. The heater from Van Meter is what he was called. Maybe that's why they threw in Vandermeer. They took throw people off.
Well, I mean, Vander Meer is famous for being the only guy to throw back-to-back no-hitters. So, but, hey, maybe he's number 3. So,
wow. Feller lost 4 years of playing time to service in World War II. Also pitched 12 one-hitters in his career. He was like Nolan Ryan of that day.
I was just thinking July 1st. This is just a little side note. This was our birthday of our late Grandma Marsh. So,
how about that?
Remember, so not today, July 1st is her birthday. So,
yeah.
That just reminded me. It just reminded me that. So, anyway.
Well, let's go to the scoreboard, update it. That was a big one for me.
Adding the space, adding distance.
Yeah. I'm starting to get my
your speech ready.
My speech ready for story time, but I can't tempt fate too much here. We gotta go to the 8th inning, and in the 8th we prepare ourselves another question. We're keeping it obscure. Okay, so we know the best teams, the 2 best teams ever, 116 wins, Mariners, Cubs. But behind them, we have a 114 game winner, 114 and 48. Who did that?
See, this is weird because
Cubs, Guardians, Mariners, Pirates, Yankees.
This is a weird one because 114 and 48 means. Wait, is that 162?
It's 162.
My math is. Okay. All right. Let's get resituated here. 114 and 48. I'm going to go with the Yankees do that. I'll go Yankees.
Is this like the 95 Yankees maybe?
98.
Or 2000, 98. I mean, yeah. 2098. I was going to say the Guardians, former Indians from like 95, but that was a shorter season. So can't be that. You took the Yankees. I can't take the Yankees also. I'm going to say the Pirates.
Okay.
Begrudging.
Not the Mariners, huh? They're gonna do it.
It's definitely not the Mariners. 100% not the Mariners. Okay. So our correct answer is, let's see. We're trying to find the correct one here. We have the Yankees from 1998.
They won, what was it, 125? Because they won the series. So they would have won, what, 3 and then 11 more? Yeah, that makes sense.
125 total.
Math checks out.
Sure does. We got 13-9 heading into the ninth. The drama, the entertainment. Folks, here we go. So here's how this one goes. Aaron, you're away. You're going to get some questions. You got to get them right.
Yeah,
You keep
4 to
going.
tie. Yeah, you get 4 to tie. So this is a tough ordeal.
Here we go.
Okay.
Who was the first Canadian inducted into the Hall of Fame?
Ooh.
We have
Larry.
Yeah. Don't have to pull it out of the hat. We have Larry Walker, Jeff Heath, Ferguson Jenkins, and Claude Raymond.
Was Ferguson Jenkins Canadian?
I feel like these are got to be Canadian players, but I don't know.
Was Fergie Canadian?
I don't know. I have no idea.
I'm just gonna go with Larry. He's late, but I'm gonna go with Larry.
Larry? He's not in the Hall of Fame.
Larry Walker? Yes, he is.
In the Baseball Hall of Fame?
Yes, he is in the Baseball Hall of Fame.
What?
Yes.
I thought he was like one of those who's like never made it, but people complained about it.
No, I mean Todd Helton's in that category right now.
All right, Larry Walker. My guess would have been Fergie, but that's partly because I thought Larry Walker didn't make it. All right, here we go.
What we got?
It is not Larry Walker.
Okay.
It is Ferguson Jenkins.
Okay.
Who was elected in 1991. First Canadian to be inducted. He was also the first Canadian to win a Cy Young Award.
Stick that in your pocket.
Yep.
Trying to impress your friends.
Well, when you're playing grid and you got to go born outside the U.S., you can go Fergie.
You go Fergie. Yep.
Yeah.
Go Fergie. Well, it made for a very exciting ninth inning.
My lockdown defense.
You just went like Mariano Rivera style right there.
Yeah, sawed you off.
Cutters away.
Yeah.
So.
Well, for story time, I mean, we should. So this time, I feel like once the calendar turns over, it's like every year there's like the new year excitement. The days are getting longer, and I go straight to thinking about spring training is around the corner.
Yeah, right.
You got a little bit of news going. Hot Stove League is, I mean, we've been on level 1 heat on the hot stove this year, is what I would say. But the Mariners just made a couple of moves. I'm a little on the fence. I picked up Haniger, again, injury-prone outfielder who, when healthy, is good. When not healthy, is not as good.
And not playing. Hurts your ability to be good.
Yeah. Picked up Luke Raley from the Rays. And Anthony Desclafani, whose claim to fame in our trivia world
Yeah.
He made an appearance on our show. Why? Do you remember why?
Did he hurt his toe?
He hurt his
Did he
toe.
drop a piano on his toe?
He
What it was?
dropped a piano bench on his toe.
Okay. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
that's who we got coming to the Mariners. Toe
Yeah.
bench man.
Toe bench. Yeah. But it was interesting though. I listened to there's a podcast I listened to, Locked On Mariners. Guys they do a great job just talking about stuff. And uh they kind of talked about the deals, and you know, they're not all those players, Rayleigh, Haniger, Desclafani, are not like your ideal, you know, they're not studs, you know.
Yeah.
They're guys, the role players. But when you think about what they gave up an infielder that there is like third or fourth on their depth chart. May not have even made it onto the 26-man roster at break of camp. And then a pitcher who wasn't, you know, and Robbie Ray, who's a Cy Young winner, but he wasn't going to pitch, probably maybe not at all in 2024. And then, yeah, who knows what you get after injury? Probably be better, but you know, then you clear some salary. They still have presumably some money left to spend because none of those deals cost the Mariners a dime. So,
Yeah.
anyway,
They got to spend it. We got to turn up the heat
mm-hmm.
on the hot stove.
Yeah.
Before we got 5 weeks
Mm-hmm.
for pitchers and catchers report. Exciting day. Let's turn up the heat, Mariners. Let's do it.
Do you have a off season or a preseason or an opening day that like the lead up that you remember more than any other, like, season when you were younger, older?
Well, I mean, last year's I followed really closely because of Corbin Carroll's rookie year.
Okay.
And
Mm-hmm.
I went down to spring training the
That's right.
last year in February, which is the first time I'd ever done that. Had a chance to meet up with Corbin, had lunch with him, talked with him a little bit, which was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But then because of that, you know, all the anticipation of him, his lead up and the hype of him coming in as a rookie to start the season, I followed it closely, and I was watching. I mean, I watched a lot of his spring training at bats.
Mm-hmm.
Watched, you know, just the whole lead up. So that was the closest I had ever followed spring training in the lead up to opening day.
Yeah. 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 The one that I'm thinking of is, you know, probably a lot of people would probably remember, was from 2020. You know, we had the whole shutdown, COVID, and the whole deal. But prior to all that, like, everything was just business as usual. The first part of March at games, I had purchased a subscription to MLB Audio, and so I was listening to every Mariners. I was listening to, like, constantly listening to spring training games, like, because I'd be at work and they're on at like 11 and 1. Mariners are on. I go for like a walk. You know, I'd be listening to Mariners, and I didn't talk to a lot of people. I mean, I didn't do like a phone and whatnot, so I'd just be jamming out stuff on the computer and listening to Mariner games. And then it was like, then everybody was done, and it was like, now what do I do?
Yeah,
So anyway, I just remember that one. I remember just I'd go for a walk for like half an hour, just getting some fresh air and listening to some baseball. And so that was a fun one. And that was kind of like me getting a bit more back in, like, I've stayed a baseball fan, but like really getting more into like following the Mariners, following baseball again, a little more closely. So I remember
yeah.
that one. So there you go.
There you go, folks. So end of week 2. Let's update the score here.
Yeah, because we're we're neck and neck right now.
Yeah. Long season ahead, just like baseball. We're here every day.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're here every day. Baseball players are not here every day. They only
I mean,
play.
they live every day. I mean, it's not like
They're alive
they
every
don't
day.
cease to exist, you know.
Yeah.
But
we're here every day.
mm-hmm.
And as we get closer to spring training, I think March 12th, we're about 2 months away from, was day one for the Baseball Brewhaha trivia show.
Was it? I hadn't gone back to look it up.
I think it
Myself.
is. We have to verify that, but
The
I think
memories
it
are a
is.
little fuzzy. Go back and watch some of those if you are, some of you have been, you've been here day one. So,
Yeah.
but go back and watch some of those. They have got a little different feel to them.
They do.
watch the lunch. If you hung with us the winter roster, you got to go back and watch the lunchbox. That was one of
Yeah.
our, still one of
Yeah,
our
it's a
funnest,
classic. Oh yeah.
funniest. We didn't have the roster build. It was just we're just throwing guys off.
Oh yeah.
Man, Adam especially brought it. That was a fun one. So anyway, we'll back at it for a new week. We're doing baseball cards tomorrow. We got a fun game with our Donruss 94 that we kicked off on Monday this
That's
week.
right.
So we'll see you then.